Howdy folks, Key of W, Artisan of Glimmith. Just get this fucking thing done. Oh my god, it's what, video 80 or something? Let's just get it done. We're at the castle gates. I've moved away from Compass because it's taken too long. There's only 8 puzzles left here. That's doable in one video, I think, unless they're really hard. If there were only 8 in every section, it'd be so much better. Okay, let's jump in. I'm pretty sure we're just going to have 5s, 6s, and 7s, but I want to just scour and make sure we don't have anything lower than that. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to tab here. Because I don't know. It's a lesser experience. I kind of like the searching for puzzles, but because of the way that the game is set with this open world thing, and it's easy to miss the really hidden puzzles, and the hidden puzzles tend to not be the hardest ones, it means that if I don't do this, if I don't quote unquote cheat, it's not really cheating, the game is telling me to do this. If I don't do this, if I don't sort of sabotage the joy of looking for the puzzles, I sabotage the puzzle progression by doing a hard puzzle and then ending with an easy, less satisfying one. Do you see what I mean? It's just a thing baked into the game design. I don't know if there's a fix for that. It just is bothering me that I either have to throw out the searching for puzzles or throw out my attempt to end on the highest note. I can't have both. It is impossible to do both. That is all. It is impossible to... Hey, let me just look and see if I can see that. That's a 6. Okay. Might have been that one. 6, 6. We've got a 2. See, yeah, the 2. If I had not done this tab thing, I would not have noticed this. I would have done everything, done the 7, probably enjoyed it to hell, said, wait, there's one more. Oh, it's this one. And it would have felt like a dud. That's just what we would have ended up with. Oh god, it's a match puzzle too. These things are never good. That's not true. There are 2 good match puzzles in the game. Just 2. It's not worth having this in there for. Okay, they've got to be at least 3 in size. We can do this thing now because it's easy to count. I mean, 30 is not that hard to count by hand either, but 30 pieces, so there could be 10 elbows. There actually can't be 10 elbows. I can see that answer actually really quickly because this would be the first elbow, which means this would be the second one, and we're screwed. So we can't have tetrominos. That doesn't go into 30. 4 goes in at 7.5 times. So they got to be at least pentominoes. I don't know which pentomino is going to be. P shape seems like a good choice, actually. I could probably just fill in P shapes pretty quickly. Not this way, though. Actually, can I fill a P shape in here ever? No, it would have to be this. So it's not a P shape pentomino. It could also be a sextomino. I'm not sure. And it's really not fun to figure out. Honestly, I would much rather figure out how to fit a shape in here than sit here and figure out what the shape is. But whatever. Pentominoes, I'm going to go through them all. I'm going to write all the pentominoes I know, which at this point I've done enough puzzles to know that these are, in fact, your pentominoes. This should be all of them. So it's not going to be a C shape, because basically I need to fit something in here. C shape can't go in there, so we can basically cross that off the list immediately. F shape can go here, but then we're not really going to have a fun time anywhere else. I think this is the only way to make the F shape, so it's not going to be that. The I shape clearly doesn't fit. Take that out. Let's try to take out some other ones. Y shape will not fit, and here's a couple of reasons why. It's got to be this, and then here doesn't leave enough space. This does leave space, but it leaves an orphan cell up there. So it's not the Y shape. It's not the X shape. That doesn't fit there. W shape won't work because it'll be this, and then we have a problem. So it's not the W. Now V shape also won't work because V shape will be here, and then what do we do up there? How do we get this to work? This is not gonna work. So it's not that. T shape is possible. No, it isn't. T shape would have to be here, and then that, and then what goes here? So T shape won't be it. It might not be a pentomino at all. I might have to do a 6. So S shape would be like this. Yeah, S shape has to be this way and it won't fit. P shape we already worked out, doesn't work. N shape would be... N shape is always going to block something in here. So L shape would be the only thing that's left, which isn't going to work, because how are you going to fill this spot with an L shape? So that rules out all of the pentominoes. Great, so I need something bigger, and unfortunately I haven't done... This says it's only a 2, so I'm obviously overthinking this. I'm obviously way overthinking this. And, but like, that's just what it is with match puzzles. So it isn't an elbow, we know, because we know this isn't going to work. But it's... So is it like a 6 shape? What would the 6 shape be? Would it be this shape? Because this shape could work. Yeah, this shape just works. See, How was I supposed to find that out quicker? Because now I just did a bunch of work for a puzzle that was nothing. I hate these. I hate them. If you like them, it's not even like if you like them, that's fine. I personally think if you like match puzzles, you should have your head examined because you clearly don't know good art. You just don't know. If you like bricky and loopy puzzles, that's fine. I don't think they're good, but agree to disagree. If you like match puzzles, you don't know games. You just don't know anything. They are not good. They are just not good. Okay, maximum 7. Well, okay, I think the maximum is put in here so we can't just fill this all in with one shape. We have to fill it in with 2. Non-boxy. Well, the only way to do it with this shape here is there. This is the only way I can just see, obviously. The reason is this has got to come down. If we bend it in here, well, this is also possible. We just can't make a box here, so we got to fill it in. So everything's got to be at least 3. This one's going to have to be exactly 3 right here, because if it's 4, it's a box. If I do this, obviously we have too many orphan cells, so I have to take these things. So either that or that, which means I have an elbow down here. It means I don't have an elbow anywhere else. This here has to take these spots. And I can't do this because it'll leave an elbow, and we don't want that. So we're going to have this going on. This piece could be either one of those. This one... I'm going to put this shape here, which means this is going to be that shape. There's her elbow. And then here is the S shape. That's cool. That's fine. All right, we got something hidden down there. Can I see? Usually I want to be zoomed out. It's easier to see the game with it zoomed out rather than zoomed in. What the hell? Where am I looking into? Here, let's keep going. Get rid of the easy ones. 1. Boxy. Well, then this box is going to be interesting. This box has to be at least 2, right? Because it can't be a 1. We got size separation. And it can't bend ever. It's got to go straight. If it's a 3, though, it's touching a 3. And it can't touch a 3. But it can't go larger because then that's a 4. So this has to be a domino. This 3... Let's suppose this 3 doesn't go straight up and down. Let's suppose it goes out. Well, now this has to be... Yeah, this can't be a 2 and it can't be a 3. Well, it'd have to go... It would touch and have to be a 4. Or a 1. Does that break the puzzle? Yeah, it breaks it here, because both of these break the puzzle. So we do have to move up and down. This piece could be these or these. We don't know. This piece has to be at least 3, and it can't move up if it's a 3. And it can't move over if it's a 3. So this piece has to now be at least 4. Well, it's going to touch that one, so it has to be this shape. Let's see. What am I going to do here? This piece has to be at least 2. It can't be a 3 because it'll touch that 3. There you go. This 3 now has to move up. It could leave an orphan cell there, or we could go down. It goes here. If it goes here, though, now this piece can't. This piece now has to be that. So this is, in fact, how we go here. This is... Oh, it's just going to be a bunch of 1s and 2s. Okay, we're good. That's a cool one. Simple, but cool. I'm just trying to figure out where these... come from. There's one down there that's a 6. Awesome. Let's leave the 6s for later. Okay, 154. Oh, the solitude. I don't have to count the rest. I just know everything's part of some. So the 84 here is going to touch everything the 5s can't touch. And the 5s can't touch each other. So let's put 5s into purple. Everything's got a single symbol, so the 5s can't... This 5 can never... We've got to block these. We've got to do that. Make these a little lighter so you can see the walls here. We've got to do this because the 5s can't be the same region and they can't touch each other in any way. These can't be, we've got to block that. So this has to move up and this can't be part of that. So we've got to move this way. We can't be a part of that. That can't move. That can't move. Can't move that way. We're forced up. A little lighter purple again. Once again, we have a cross shape here, cross shape there. That's got to come up. That's got to be it. That's the only shape we can make. Now we got to be careful because if I move this up here, now the 84 can't fill the space. So we do have to move this over. And this no longer, this has to move there. This has to move, this can't go here because it leaves an orphan space. So we have to have that. This cannot block anything. This could move left because we have a space we can go into. This can't move up. If this moves left, it that would be it. That would be as far as it goes. So it has to move down. This 5 can only take these spots. I think so. And now this one can't move left. And it can never move into that spot. These can never block. This can't go there. That can't go there. That can't move. So there's that. Let's see. I think this is what it's going to be, because if we go here, so all this spot is blocked off. So we got to do that. Got to do this. Can't move that there. Can't move that there. Yeah, we'd have to do this. This has to move over. That can't go there. Do we have the ability to make this not? Is this basically what I got to be doing here? Is this kind of bullshit? I mean, those might not be that. We'll see. But like, this is the only way to keep this section in. And then, like, this is fine. This can move over. I think because we have to leave space for the 84 to get in. Now, if I were to block this piece here, it would just be like that. That'd be fine. If I move this one down, I don't think I have anywhere for this one to go, so I think I gotta block that piece in like so. This has come out, and it can't move this way. I could do this, but I feel like this is the safest because it takes the fewest amount of spaces. This takes the fewest amount of spaces. Like, this all takes the fewest amount of spaces. So now, yeah, that's that. That's a neat idea for a puzzle. So there's another one hidden somewhere under here. Is there a viewpoint I can see? Yes. That's a 5er. Let's do the 5er. Solitude and size separation. Great rules. Let's do this. The 1 is there. We've got our 3. Just the 1, 3. We've got quite a few 5s. They all have to be separate 5s. The 7s have to be their own thing. And the 11s have to be their own thing as well. Alright, where am I going to go from there? 7s can't touch each other. These 5s can't touch each other. This 5's interesting. If I were to put a wall here, I have to move out. I couldn't move down. I have to move up and around. Now we have this orphan cell. It's got to touch something because of solitude. Therefore, the 5 has to move down, which is going to give us another cross pattern there. A little brighter. So what's going to touch this spot? Can't be this 5 or that 5. Yeah, there's no way. If this 5 moves up, it completely traps the 5. So it's not even like, oh, we'll just do it this way because now there's nowhere to go. So this means the 11's got to go in here and in there. So this 5's got to come out. This one's going to come out as well. Somebody's got to touch that spot. I'm not totally sure who yet. Probably the 11. Nah, 11's not going to reach. Got to come out. And the 7 is going to overload. I think it's got to be another 11. Another 11's got to probably this one. Because, yeah, this is at the end of that. This 7, if I put a wall here, we're just going to run out of 7 space. So we got to move the 5 down, and then it's got to go here. Get it? Because if it doesn't, this 11 does. So I don't know. I don't know. This 7 can't move down because now what is going to fill? It's fine. But this 7 can't have a wall here because then we have no way out. So the 7's got to take that spot. Which means, can I do without the 11 touching anything in here? Yes, I can do without the 11 touching anything. So we don't know for sure. What's going there? Who's going to touch that? It's not going to be you. Could be this 5. I could do something like this. So let's hold off on putting 11 in that spot. This spot. This spot is interesting now because it's not going to be this 11. We just don't have enough space. It's not going to be a 3. This 5 can't reach, so it will be this 5. Will it be this 5 going this way, or will it be going like that? It's going to be the 5. It's not going to be the 11. I think that's... It can reach, but that feels like a reach, so to speak. This 5 can't move down because we create orphan cells, so we do have to move it out this way. So the 11 does have to move out one more, and then it's either going to take that or that space. I can move the 5 in here. I can move this 5 like so. If I move this 5 over, right, it can't move right, down, or up. So either way, it's got to take that spot. So this has to be 7, that has to be 7. Can't move over, so we do have an F shape in this 5. This can't move down, we have to move in this way. This can't move left, so we do have to take the space here. We can't move that way. We have to take that. So now this is the 11, because the 5 can't reach it. So it's either this 11 or that 11. Oh, or that 11. Probably this one. Because if it's this 11 now, this one's really, really constricted. So 11 can still go in there, though. This can't go there. I could take, this is the most I could take down here, so we do have to take this with the 7. So this 11 will come out this direction. Feels like that's the way to go. Because this now has to be, yeah, this has to move this way. This is complete. So this 11 could move into here. Yeah, we have plenty of space to do that. This can't move down or we'll have a problem, so that's going to be it. The 11 is complete here. This 3 has a few options. It can't move all the way down here. We have a problem there, so it does have to move over 1, which means this is the connection of the 5. Now, I could make it this way or not. I can't do this, but I could also can't do that. So this is, in fact, the C shape. That's the elbow shape. The 11 now is going to take all of those. Make a darker color to distinguish from that. This can't move up. If it moves left, it's not immediately problematic because this can just move in. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I move this like so, I have to do this and we're overloaded. So I believe I have to do it this way. Yeah. If I don't do it, then this 11 is going to touch. If I do that, and then this is going to block the 5 and the 11s from touching each other. Now this 11 can take all of these spaces and those, and we're done. I like that puzzle a lot. That's a good one. How many more? Got 7 more. Oh dear. Must have miscounted how many I had left. Either that or some of these don't belong to this area. Let's get this 4. Let's get this done. Size separation. Okay. This palisade's surrounded on all 4 sides by dead ends, so it's going to be a 2. No matter what I do, this is going to be a 2. Any other spots? No matter what I do, this is going to be a 2. So if I put a wall here, this one would also be a dead end, and we'd have 2 of the problem. So these 2 have to go together. That means these 2 cannot go together, or we have the same problem. These 2 can't go together, we have the same problem. This can't go that way, we have the same problem. There's that. These 2 can't go together. Cool. Any other questions? This has to be a 2 shape, so it can't move that way. This has to be a 2 shape. This can't move down, we have a problem, so this got to move out. I'm not sure where these are going to move out. These are going to move out. This is going to move out. This could just easily go there. We're not totally sure. But something here like we've got to do. We've got to bend one of these in. But I could easily just do that. If I did this here, I'd have to move. We'd be fine. No, we wouldn't be fine. We'd have to do that. This is trouble. So I think I can rule this out. The reason I ruled this out is it's a bit further downfield. I think we can see it. But if I rule this out, now this can't be a domino. We already know that. It has to be at least 3, and it will be 3. It'll be this piece. Now, if I do this piece here, this piece can't be a domino because it's touching this, and it also can't be 3 because it's touching that. So it has to be 4. But this piece here, if I don't move this in, if I put a wall there, now this piece is a dead end and it's got 2. So this actually has to connect, and we need a 4th piece. It has to be this one, that's 4. This is going to be the domino here, which means this is a domino and we're broken. There might have been an easier way to do that, but that is going to give me here. So that means this piece does have to move in. It could take this as well, but we're not sure. We have at least 3 here. This piece could also take quite a number. We're not 100% sure of that. This now can't move up. It's got to move over this way. This piece has to come out. If I move this up, if I don't connect these, if I put a wall here, then I can't put a wall there, and I can't do that. So these pieces do in fact connect. Let me make them a little different color. I could take this, or I could take that. We're not sure. Actually, hold on. This is complete at 4. If I put a wall here, this is also complete at 4. No, this is going to take those 5. This is going to be just a regular triomino. This now has to be at least 4. Because it can't be 2, can't be 3, and it isn't a 1. So it's got to take all of those pieces like so. Now this piece though is a dead end. That's got to be 1 or 2. Something's up with this. Hold on, something's up here. This piece, right? This has to go. Now this is a dead end. This piece can't move up unless. Nah, I worked out this doesn't work. This doesn't work. If I take this and I move it left, then this piece, if it goes up, it's a domino. If it goes left, it's a domino. This can't work out. This has to be a domino, and this has to be a domino, so they can't ever touch. I should have known that, but then this, how's this going to work? This has to be at least 3. This has to be at least 3. This has to be at least 3. This piece is 2, but now it can't go there. What if it goes this way? Ah, no, it can't, because that's going to touch that. So it would have to go up here. So once again, we have this problem. Oh, I can do this. I can make this a full-on 5. I can just do it that way. Didn't see that one, because I'm an idiot. This is also a dead end. So it can't move in, and this can't move in that one. So that's that. This is a dead end. No, it isn't. It can be... Sorry, there's a dead end. It's not a 2. It can just go that way. This piece has to come out and be something. This piece has to come out and be something. So those are going to go together. I think I can do this. I can make this a nice 4. I can make this a 2. I can make this a 3 right here, and then make this a solo piece. We're good. All right, that's a fairly good puzzle. There's still more to do. That's a set. There's a couple 7s here. This could be good. 6s are over there. I'll make sure. So once again, I've got 6 to find. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're at the final stretch of this. Non-boxy size separation. Great. Well, with size separation, it's important for me to do every size the same color, so it's really easy for me to see they don't connect. This can't be boxy, so the 5 has to move in. It can't go that way. Well, hold on. I can do this, right? I can do something like this. I can connect them all. It's not solitude. I don't have the solitude rule. This one, since this can't be a boxy shape, the 4 does have to move in. This 5 does have to move in. But somebody's got, one of these 2 is going to take that. We don't know which. This 5, I don't know. What goes in here? It could be the 5, could be its own thing. I can do this just fine. Actually, if these 2 don't connect to each other, yeah, it's fine. If this 5 doesn't connect to either of these, we're in trouble, right? It's got to connect to one of them. Right? Because otherwise we're touching without being part of the same region. And it can't connect to that one. So it will have to connect here. That is, in fact, what we have to do. This 3 has a couple options. This now can't move down. These 2, I think, are going to be the same region, or we have a boxy shape in here. So we got to make that in there. That means this can't move up because we can't fill that in. This can't move in, so this is a new region. That's probably just going to take all of these spaces. This 3 is going to have to move in, and it's going to have to bend, so it avoids boxiness. We do have to make that happen. I can do this just fine. I can do this just fine. I think we're going to have some monster regions here. Right? And then we just do this. And we're we're good. That was significantly easier than a 5. Just way easier. This one over here is a 6. Let's hit it. Let's hit the 6. Let's do it now. Non-boxy, size separation, area number. Love these rules. These are fun rules. They go together very well. 3. Let's give our 6s this color for now. 3, 4, 4, 3. 5s are going to be purple. Oops. There's nothing that says I can't have an area that doesn't touch the area number. So, this 6 is going to escape at least this far. It could take these 3, but probably not. Actually, taking these 3 is a problem. No, it's not a problem. It just forces all the 5s to be that. Actually, if the 5s connect in the center like this, we're going to have a boxy region somewhere. So I don't think any 5 can move in. Because if I move in, right, because we size separation's got to happen. They have to be the same unit. Therefore, they don't move in, which means the 6 moves up. And to avoid boxiness, if I put something... if the 5s don't do this, they don't all connect, that means at least one of these isn't, right? Yeah, we can't have this happen. That's a boxy region. Therefore, they have to bend like this, but so does that. We do, in fact, have to do this. Yeah, that's just got to be it. I think that actually is the play. Weird. Which means this 4 is a bit restricted, but not much. Right? Because if it moves left and right, it has to also move up into the cubby that it creates. This can't move to the right. If it moves to the right, we have to fill in that orphan cell. But now we have this orphan cell. It's going to be boxy. Because we can't make it one region, and we can't have 2 regions touching each other that are the same size. So that's going to be blocked. Which means what? I still don't have to touch this region here. So let's see. Does 6 do anything for me? Who's going to be in this region? Let's suppose we have a wall here. This region would have to touch that far, and then we would be fine. Or we'd be fine there. We'd be fine. If I brought, this region up. I don't know. I guess if I brought this region in. Yeah, I think we'd be in trouble if I did this, right? Yeah. If I bring the 3 over to the right, I can't bring it again, because we got to have it non-boxy, so we'd have to bring it down here. Which means the 6 has to take both of these spots. But now who's going to be in here? It can't be a region that isn't a 3 or a 6, because it would be a boxy region. But the 6 can't take all those spaces. Therefore, the 3 is blocked there. It has to come down. So this region here could be the 6 coming up, if the 3 moves in. Or it could be a new region, like so. Either way, this can't move down, so we have the 6 has to take that spot. So it's either going to take all those, or we have something like this. Few options. Doesn't help me quite yet. How about what goes here? Nope, don't know. In this spot, we could move the... if I move this 4 to the left at all, right? Well, we have a problem with this cell. Because if it's its own region, it's boxy. If this 4 moves over and it doesn't touch this, then we have size separation problem. But if it does touch it, it's a boxy region. Therefore, we have to block here. And this just going to have to be T-shaped. That's all we can make. So, this 4 can move over once. So that's as far as it can go. Is it possible for these 4s not to touch each other? No. If these 4s don't touch, there's a couple ways. I could say this way, they don't touch, but now I have an orphan cell here. Or I could say something like this, but now I have an orphan cell there. So I'd want to avoid this and that cell from being taken if they don't touch. How do I do that? There's no way. So these do touch. They can touch this way. They can't touch this way because it's a boxy region. They can touch... Nope. If this moves over... Actually, I think this is the only way right here. Let's try. If I put a wall here, I'd have to do that. So no, there's no wall there. Now I have to fill in that space. So yes, we have this here, and we do have to have a 5er up here. There's really no other way to do it. So whatever's in here has got to go at least these 3 spaces. But it could just be this huge piece. We can make a huge piece in there. That's probably the way to go, because anything else is going to be tricky. Actually, yeah, we have to do this. This piece has to come up, and if it doesn't connect there, right? It's got to go this way, but it can't be a 3 because there's a 3 right there. It can't be a 4 because throw there, and it can't be a 5, so the 5 there, and it can't connect to that 3. Therefore, this is, in fact, at least this big. But is it any bigger? Because it's a 7. We're safe with the 7. We can make this 3 come in, or we can make that come out. Because if this 3 comes in this way, then the 6 has to come up. We have to have a separate region. Whereas if the 3 comes in this way, we could easily have the 6 come around. So I don't know. How about over here? We got to have a new thing. Could it be the 6? It could. But it also could be a separate thing. This 3 has a few options. Is there any way the 5 is a wall on this side? Let's try that. Make this. Any way I put a wall there? I don't think so. Because if I put a wall here, what goes in that spot? It's got to come out. It's got to bend somewhere. So this now goes this way. So this has to bend. The 5 seems to work. But this has to be... this now can't be a 3. It's got to be at least a 4. Oops, it's touching a 4. It's touching a 5 as well, so it's got to be at least 6. And now we're in trouble. So I think the 5 does in fact have to go that way. Is there any way this is a wall? If this isn't the 5, it's certainly not the 3. This becomes a new region. Comes out, and it has to bend somewhere. So if it's a 3, this is broken, because the 3 is going to touch it. So it has to be at least a 4, and this seems to work. So it's possible to put a wall there. I don't know for sure. Is it possible to put a wall here? Yep, it's possible. So let me... I just know that this has to be where the 5 goes. Now, if the 4 moves in, it's got to move that way. And then it would have to move here. So this is a way to do the 4. This is also a way to do the 4. This being the 4 forces a 3 here. And then forces a 3 there, I think. Because it can't be a 4, it can't be a 5, it has to be at least a 6, and then we have a problem. So that would be a 3, which would force a 3 here, which would be a problem. Because now what do we do with this section? We have a problem. So I think that's the long-winded way of saying we can't do that. The long-winded way of saying we have to do this. This can't go in. Whatever this is has to be at least... It can't be a 3, it's got to be at least 4, but then it has to be at least 5. It has to take that spot. So it has to be at least a 5. Now it could become a 6 and break the puzzle. So let's just... There's a 5. So the 4's got to move in. Yeah, if this 4 has a wall, if this 4 moves up, the puzzle's broken, I think. Yeah, I think if this moves up, it's broken. Here's why. Here's our options. Here's option 1. There's a problem down there. Option 2, which is, that's broken. That's broken. Option 3. We still have to do, so this would break, this would break, this would break. So I think we got to do this. Now, if I put a wall there, this would break the puzzle. So now we have to have a piece here. That has to come out. So we have to do this. No, this doesn't work at all. Yeah, I got to take this spot. This doesn't work. No. No, do I have to take this spot? Or is this broken? Can I? This doesn't work. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. So if I block this set, this has to be a new set. That means this is here, and now we have a problem down there. No, this doesn't work at all. So maybe this is wrong, but how is this wrong? Right? Because I can't move this to the right. So if I move this down, then I can't move this left because I have 2 orphan cells to fill. So I would in fact have a T shape. But this shape I worked out didn't work, right? Because now what goes here? This has to be at least 3. Well, it can't be a 4, it can't be a 5, and it can't be a 6. So maybe it is in fact a 3. But no, that this causes a problem here. because I'd have to bring this in. So no, if this red, something's up with this. If I bring the red here, it's got to be there. Could I do this? I might be able to do this. And bring a 5 out this way. And then this 4 could come... This is a way. This certainly is a way. That's just a guess, though. Feels like I'm guessing down here in a lot of ways, but I think it's just because I just keep on stumbling around rather than getting something right. It just feels stupid. Something here has to be at least a 3, and it's going to touch the 3, so it does have to, in fact, be the 3. Now, if this 5 doesn't continue any more into this box here, if we don't take at least one of these, this becomes a 5, which is a problem. So, oops, hold on, we've got to go into there at least once. And we can't go twice. We can't take 2 pieces. If we take these 2, we have a problem. These 2 obviously leaves a 3. If we take all of our pieces in, now we have a different problem. So we just take one of these pieces. It's going to be this one right here. We're going to leave a 4 and bring that up. So now the 6 here. How am I going to make this work now? Like this. That's it. So now over here, kind of just seems like this is the way. You know what I mean? Oops. Kind of seems like this is just the way to do it, and then the rest of this is one giant piece. Yeah. That's a clever little puzzle. Wasn't my favorite at all, but I'm not going to knock it. It's just a clever little puzzle. So, how many more? We got 4 more. Can I do 4 more in like 10 minutes? Probably not. Let's see. Let's just make this a long video. Let's see what we got over here. Got a 6. Range 6 to 9 with palisade and rose windows. Well, that's got to be these pieces for sure. Means you can't take that one. 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, let me just see how many spaces we have. 54 spaces. 7 goes into 54, not evenly. 7 or 8 times. So yeah, okay, it's not an even set. These go here. 6 to 9. So these can't connect because that's going to be a problem connecting to those. These are separate regions here. So if I connected this purple region to here to make it a corner, it's not going to go into there. There's no way to make it a corner. So it's got to be this corner breaking the straightaway. Therefore, this region must be part of the cyan region. So either that is or that is like that. We don't know. But this is set. This is a new region here. Like a green region or something like that. We could do this, but why? This could go here, but why? Actually, if I take the cyan region out this way, the green region's done. It's just, it has nowhere to go because of the dead end. So I have to block this here, which means this cyan region does have to come out this way. 6. Now, if I said this was not the circle it took, it would never reach a circle. So it has to take this circle. It can take more than the circle, but it does have to take the circle. So I'm going to give this, I'm going to say this is a green region. It might be the same as that. This has to take here. We can still take this because, you know, we haven't reached our range limit yet. Whatever is in here doesn't move left because now we're trapped. So this has to be blocked here, which means these 2 spaces have to be part of cyan. And that's the maximum amount of range. That's the end of that one. Okay, so if purple takes this, it would have to keep going and then we'd be in... if purple takes this dead end, we can't move it here. So it'd have to go. It can't take that space. It has to go here. We're at 7. If it takes this dead end, it can't go any further. So it would have to take this, taking this, and now we're at our max range and we don't have any rose windows. So we have to block that here. This piece. Now we could go here and we get our circle just fine. Is there any way it isn't the circle? I don't think so. I think this piece has to touch there. Because if it doesn't, which one is it going to touch? This is a dead end. We can't do that. So we have to go here to the corner. And then, okay, we're at 8. We can't reach it by getting to 9. Therefore, it must take this piece. That's got to be blocked. This can move this way, or it can move that way. Not sure. If we move this way, we just connect to here and we're fine. If we move this way, then we just make sure that this connects. Actually, is there any way that this piece doesn't connect here? So to do so, right, this corner here can't be blocked down because now that's the end of this piece. Therefore, it must move down. Now, if I block it here, right? Well, if it goes here, we're done. So it would have to go this way. Now where does this piece go? So this must be the green. Then we could take this piece, or this can take that, but either way, we got to block that piece there. If we take this, there are some choices to make. Hold on a second. How about we do something obvious and go there? How about we just do something obvious? Now that's got to be a separate unit. Let's make a nice blue region there. Is there any reason it wouldn't be this one? If I were to block that, let's make it a lighter blue. If I were to put a wall here, I would have to go around, and this is fine. It's totally fine. So we don't know, because this can take this just fine. It can also take that. We have a straightaway thing going on, so we could make it these. If I made a straightaway here, right, I would have to connect it to the blue. Because if I didn't, then the blue is going to be a problem. So there's that. Hold on, let me fix that. If I go this way instead, this is going to connect to the blue as well. Because if this doesn't connect to blue, blue can't connect to yellow. There's not enough space in here to reach my range minimum of 6. This is too small. Therefore, this is always blue. These two are together. Either they're together here, or they're together there. But they are together. Being together here would be tricky. And here's why. What do we do with this piece? It has to extend out from the wall, and now what do we put in there? Because we can't do this. We have to bend it up this way because of the straightaway, and there's nothing we can do in there. So I believe it's going to be this, which means the yellow's got to take that space. We can still do this? No, because it would bend that way. Now, this hasn't reached the maximum, so it could potentially take more space, but we don't know that for sure. That means whatever is over here, this section in here, has got to touch that. See what I mean? Got to have something here, and it's got to touch that one. Now, it could just go straight over, but we got to figure out how to also fill in with purple. I got to fill in with what I have. I can't make a new unit in this area. So in this space that takes 10, I can only fit 7 more in this color. So I could do this just to make sure we don't run out of space. This could go here, or this could go... We can do this just fine. Actually, this is totally fine. Damn, is that correct though? Nobody knows. I can do this, right? But now, hold on, how do I fill this? How do I fill this one in? No. I've got 10 spaces left. I've got to put one more region in here. That's this one. If I did this, if I did it this way, that's the max. This actually might work here. Yeah, that's it. That was an interesting one. Can't say it's my favorite, but it's interesting. Solitude range 4 to 6. How about that? Something's going on with there. I'm not sure. This really can't do much else. It has to have another piece, because it has to be at least 4. But it can't take that. Where do I begin? This one looks like one that's hard to break into. Let's see. This piece right here has got to have one wall. Let's see where we put that wall. This kind of move... This isn't going to work. The straightaway here is a problem. So the wall can't be there. The wall also can't be here because we have the same problem. So that sets up a corner right there just fine. And it sets up a corner here. Okay, so far so good. Now, there's got to be a wall, one of these two. We're not sure which one it is. It's basically based on where this straightaway goes. Do we have a similar thing here? I can't put a wall here because now this straightaway is nowhere to go. Therefore there. I can't put a wall here. Same problem with this straightaway right there. Got to do these two. These can't be the same unit. Let's change the color of this a bit. So this now, no matter what it is, it's bending here or it's bending there. So we'll always take that spot. What do I do from there? Oops, I can move these in just one of these two spaces, and I'm going to have to. Because if it's this way... No, I could move like that. But if it's this way, I can bend that in. Nah. This is going to take the last spot here. What's going to go there? If I were to say take this spot here, I would have to take that here. That's fine. I mean, the max is 6, so I'm fitting just fine into there. Now, if I do the other way, if I take it here, we have to go this way, and now we have to take this spot with the blue. Either of those is fine, didn't really answer any questions for me. Now, how about this spot? This spot is interesting. If it's the blue, we have to take these, and then we have to take one more of these, which would mean we can't take this piece, because now both of these are purple. So we'd have to take it this way. Like so. This would happen, and then we would have to... Yeah, hold on. Let's actually go back. I think I can do better than that. I think I can do better than that. What goes here and what goes there? This piece must be part of the straightaway. This blue can't reach it. Because, well, 6 is fine, but we need one more piece to fill out the palisade. So, it must be the straightaway because nothing else can reach into there. Means that is the piece here. We got a block. Now this can come up. We're fine. This area here can be filled with blue or purple. We can do whatever we like with that. This space here now needs to touch a thing. It's gonna touch this straight away. There's really no way of doing it differently, right? Is there any way to reach differently? Because this got to come out. It's got to be at least 4. Now it could go up this way through here, but it's never going to reach that one without going through here. So it could go this way. This is fine, because now everything still is within range. It can go this way just fine. So not super helpful, but I know that these two go together. And it's going to be a max range. It's going to be 6. Which means this is a different unit. This right here is not part of this. So it must come out, and it could touch this dead end, or it could touch that dead end. Actually, if it touches this dead end, it has to be like this. Which would mean the straightaway goes here. Now if it touches this dead end, it has to be like this. And in fact, it can't touch neither of these, because it's going to run out of space. It's got to touch one of them. It's got to go up this way. This way, right? That's fine. This way is not fine here. This way forces that. Ah, hold on. Yeah. I think this can't go this way. Because this side is fine, but on this side, what goes here? Well, this dead end is done. So I believe we have to do it this way. And then we could take this space. No. If we take this space, how does this dead end work? Because both of these are going to be in the same, right? We're just out of space. We got to take that one here. Means that's there. We got to take this with this blue piece. These are maxed out. We can't go any further. This one's going to have to take this dead end. Whatever goes in here. There's just no getting around it, right? I'm going to make it green. Right? This can't go, because it can't go there, and it can't reach any of the other ones. And so this has got to be the blue one. Let's see. I can still bring this out. This piece needs to extend at least one more, which means I get one more piece in these and one more here. So if I were to maximize my amount of spaces here without going into this spot, I still need to go into that spot. I have to, which means that blue can't move up that way. It means that's the spot. This is how this goes. Still don't know whether this is here, whether that is there. We'll find out, I guess, based on what this extends to. This piece now is going to have to extend upward. If I move this in here, purple would have to go up this way, which is fine. If I move this here, purple has to extend there, which is broken. That's not going to work, so we do have to do this. So that does force us to take these because of the range limits. This has got to go to be at least 4. I really like how this one works. Like, it feels a little bit easier than 6 so far, but like as far as me being able to see one thing at a time, I just feel like with a lot of Palisade puzzles, I get overwhelmed easily, and this one has at least been gracious to me. I can't take both of these because I need a dead end here. So the wall is somewhere there, therefore it isn't here. Now, I need a... So this is a different unit. And it's not this direction because it'll never reach its range, so it's got to be this direction. It's got to be at least these. Okay, so this is that. This has to be at least 4, and this... That's that. That's that. That's a cool one. All right, I'm so close on this. I want to just finish it, even though it's going to be a long video. But I have 2 7s left, and I am looking forward to them. Let's start with the one that isn't this. This one is a special 7. It's a red one, which means it was added when I finished the regular game. Let's do this. Range 4 to 5 with a mismatch. Oh, dear God. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to put my I lost up here. This is our tetrominoes. And I'm going to put my... let's see if I can do all these right. These are my pentominoes. See if I... L and P, and then the second half is S, T, V, W. Let's spread these ones out a little more. C, F, I, L, N, P, S, T, V, W, X, Y. So these are all the things I can make. That gives me 5 plus 12. That's 17 possible things. Well, that would be 12 times 5 is 60. I need all of them. I need all of them. Because 12 times 5 is 60. That gives me 20 left over. 5 times 4 is 20. So I need every single one. So this is piece... Let me just mark these real quick. These pieces can go together, though. I can make C shapes. Right? Actually, this one's an interesting one here. Let's look at this. But otherwise, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 dead ends to work with. So it's not even close to figuring this out. This piece here, it's got to be at least 3. It's got to go, and it can't bend up. So this piece is the C shape. We're just going to get our first shape 3. Goodbye. Now, this shape now can't move to the right. Well, it can move to the right, but it can't make a C shape. And it can't move up, so it must move left. This is interesting. This is my T shape up here. Part of my I lost. Here's why. Got to be at least 4. If I were to put a wall here, I'm not going to make it. So I can't put a wall there. Great. But I can't connect here because that makes the other C shape. Can't move up. Therefore, it's got to move here. Can't move up there. This is the maximum. We have our T shape up there. So now I lows. So this piece now has got to extend out. It can't move up. It's got to move out here. It's got to be at least 4, but it can't go again because it makes a C shape. So this is my L tetromino. I'm hoping this is correct, but this feels right so far. I feel like a smarty pants for the moment. Was an easier break-in considering a difficulty 7, but I think it also could be that the game is just never sure when I learn about pentominoes, because I think several videos now back I learned the 12 pentominoes, and I'm not sure. Like, I'm just very confused about sometimes when the game is teaching stuff. I also mentioned something about tutorializing. The tutorials that are just directly what the rules are very clearly telegraphed in the game and very well done. However, the tutorials of, like, the next level steps are just all over the place. Just not really... So, like, I learn what mismatch and range means, but learning the I lost in these things is never really telegraphed in a way, so it's... The designers cannot control for the moment that I learned this. So it's possible this puzzle was meant to be difficult because I wasn't meant to know this yet, but if I do know this, then it's easy. I don't know. I'm just confused. This piece has to move in because we don't want orphan cells. Now, if it moves to the right, right? If this piece moves to the right, if this piece moves to the right, we can't move up. It would have to move to the right again. Like if I put a wall here, we'd have this, we'd have an orphan cell. So I can't put a wall there. So I have to have this, can't move it up. So we do have our cross, our X shape right there. I figured that's where that would go. This piece got to move over. Now we could make it an N shape, and we have to. Yeah. And this one can't be a tetromino. The reason this can't be a tetromino is that it would be a T shape. So this could be it can't be an S. It's got to be the full-on N shape. We got to make our N shape here. I don't see another way out of that. I could also have started this wrong, and now the whole thing is just going to be messed up, but we don't know. That would be very funny, but I would feel bad. So I do have to take these 2 shapes. This could be my S up here, or this could be an F shape. We don't know. Let's see. This shape, if I said that this cell right down here did not belong to this shape, I would have to bring it out this far at least, and we block that in. So this does have to come down. It could be our I shape here, could also be a Y shape. This piece can move this way. Ha. If I moved this here, we could just say, yeah, I actually can put a wall there so far. It does put a restriction on this cell down here, but I can do that. I could put a wall here just fine as well. I would have to have an S and an F shape here. So either this is S and that is F, or this is... Yeah, or this is F and this is F. So I have my S and my F here. SF, SF. And I mean S, this one, S4, S4, F, right? I can't not do that because, like, looking at this shape, if it moves left, right, it has to also take this? No. If it moves left, let's say that this moves in. Great. This would need to take another shape. It'd be here, but it can't be a T, and it would have to take this one. It makes the F shape, right? Or it moves here and it's just an S, right? Because it can't take, it has to be that. So it could be an S, but then this here can't be an S. It'd have to be an F. If I said, oh, screw it, we're not going that way, we're here. We also take that one. Well, we have an S here, and the only other shape we can take is here. So either this is F and that's S. You see what I mean? We worked out we have to have S and F, the S4 here or the F here and vice versa. Whatever the case. But I don't know which is which yet. How about this shape? So I've got 5 left in here. This has to take at least 2 more. I'm just grabbing this to see how much is left. There's 3 left. This can't be a new shape. It has to connect to that. Right? If I said this is shape 1, this is shape 2, I can't have a shape 3 in here. Because shape 3 in here would, yeah. So it's got to connect. So that means there's only 2 shapes. This has to take this space right here. This can't just come in this way, right? So we have to have, of these, the 4 that are left, 2 of them have to be taken by this piece, 2 of them have to be taken by that. So we have to take this, we have to make this the P shape. That's taken care of. Now this one could be a Y or it could be a T shape. We don't know for sure. I've got to have a new shape there as well. So how many do I've got left? I've got these 3, 6. I guess still got 12 shapes left. Or 11 shapes. I can count. I can't count. I'm so stupid. This one could be an I. I just really don't know. This can't be an I, but that doesn't really help me. T shape. A Y shape. A Y shape is restrictive because if I put a Y shape here, this now has to be done. And then this would have to come out, which is still not that restrictive. Somewhere's got to be an O shape. Let's think about that. Somewhere I've got to put an O shape. So if it's here, we're screwed because I can't fill this in. Because what goes there? It's got to be a different shape. So it's not there. This can't be. This can't be an O shape either. If this is, yeah, this can't be here. So if I said it was here, I would have to have a P shape there. It's not going to work. So the O shape's not up here. It could be here. O shape could go here very nicely. Because then we would basically have that. Right? Yeah, this would have to be a V shape because we the L up here is taken care of. And then we would have to fill this in. And then this would have to come out. And it wouldn't be able to move up and be here. We already have the L shape. It would have to take that. So these would all be filled in. And that would work out very nicely. I just don't know if it's correct. But this is a spot to put O. I can't put O here because there's not enough space. I can't put O here because I would have 2 I shapes here. Could I put O there? No. No, I couldn't put O. I think it's got to be here. I just don't see any other thing it can be. Which it feels very guessy because I'm like, I think it's got to be here, but I think I can rule out, right? This is a spot it can be, but this is broken. This is broken. Up here is too confused. Like I got to fill 8 in with these pieces. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. I have to do at least 1 more. This isn't gonna work, so it'd have to be here, and then it can't be this L shape. It'd have to be the V, and now this piece here isn't gonna be able to fill in all the spots. So that's not where the O goes. Could it be here? Well, we'd have to fill that space in. We'd have to take this. This would now have to be the F, right? You see what I see this is a problem here. And I couldn't put an O or a P shape in. So I don't think the O shape can go there. This, it can't be there. It couldn't be here. It has to be that. And we'd have to fill this in or that in. We'd have to avoid this being something. Yeah, I don't think this will work. Yeah, I don't think this works. So I'm pretty sure, I'm just like, as I'm going through this, I'm pretty sure we got to drop the O down here. Right? I'm not going to cross stuff out until I reach a problem. And we got to have our F there. This has to be an S. Let me make this different color. Make this there. This has to be S. Right? This has to just be a regular S. So it can still go that way or that way. We're not sure. But if I do this, I cross out. I'm just going to underline. I've taken care of the S. Not the T. The V. The F. And the O. So now this is the S. So it's gonna show up somewhere. So now I got to have an I. Both of my I's have to be somewhere. So now where's the I going to go? It has to be here, and it would have to move this way. Because there's no other place to put it. Because this spot here is going to make an I shape up here. Everywhere else doesn't have enough space. If I put the I here, this shape would be, yeah, we'd be screwed over there. So that would be where the I would go. And then I would need, I'd have both my I's, I think. It would be this I, because I think this would be the I. I'm not sure. Where would I put the W? That's a question. Where's the W go? Right there. T, I, Y, I. Oh no, that's just an L. It's not an I. Where would it go? This could be the W. Yes, W here, Y there, L here, S. Let me just keep pushing this one because I feel like this is kind of the right move to go. So we have our Y here, right? I'd say this is the Y. I'd say this is the I. Now this is the W. See what I'm doing? This is a problem here. This is also a Y. Because this is now the L. This is the S. This is the other I. And then we have a Y here. So we don't have a T. That's what we don't have. Is there another place I can put the W? That's the main issue, is where to put the W in here. Because I need the I to be, if I do this, the I has to be there. I could say, no, hold on. If I said that if I said that this was the T here, that'd be a Y. We're in trouble because we have to make this a T or a Y. So I wouldn't be able to do this. So we're back down to like don't guess. Don't guess. That's a bad move. But that's a if the O doesn't go here though, that's maybe not the move to make. Let's make a different move. This has to be T or Y. We know this much. T or Y. Those are the only options. So I don't want to end up in a situation where I have to use both T and Y. This could also be the I. It's just a matter of how do I get the O in if I don't take those. If I take this, I suppose if I put the Y here, then I have to put the T there. That takes care of those two. I could just say this is the regular I. Can this ever be the straight I? Wonder if the W can go here. Can we do that? Did we already wonder that? And I think my answer was no. Hold on. This is all, no, this can't be an F because the thing is the F is already taken. And the S is already taken. So I don't think that's going to work. I could have done this wrong down here, which is going to make me so upset. Not really. I'm going to feel like, I just don't see the move, and so I just feel like I'm guessing at everything. So what is the thing I'm missing? There's got to be a place to put some. There's got to be a piece that's like it only goes in one easy spot or something like that. Is there any, like, what if I put the W here? This would be a disaster, wouldn't it? I could do this if I put the W there. This would come out, this would have to come out more, and then it would have to go down here. So then we would have to have this be the F piece, which would mean it would have to move this direction. Because if it didn't move that direction, we just have an S. So I have to move this direction. It can go this way or that way. Can't go this way, actually, because then it creates a Y shape there. So it would have to be this way. This would have to be T, because we already have a Y. And now we're broken here, I think. Because like if this takes us here, we already have an I. Because we can't have a Y that's taken. And it can't be a Y. So this would have to be another shape. But what shape would it be? So I don't think the W can go down there. I'm just trying to find, like, what's a piece that only has a very, very limited amount of places it can go? It really feels like the O should go here. What if I just said it? Screw it, that's a Y. What's that tell me? Or if I said this is a separate piece to those, if this doesn't belong to either of those, it'd have to come out this way. And then it would have to be an L shape, it couldn't be an I. This would force another L shape, so it would go this way. If we said this, then we would have this I taken care of, this L taken care of. What would we get from that? We'd have to also come out this way. This piece could be the I, and in fact probably would be the I. I need an N piece somewhere, right? No, I got the N already. So I don't want that. So I don't want that because that's a Y shape. Although I haven't used the Y yet in this version, but I could use the I shape here quite easily. The S and the F are going to happen, so let me get rid of, not that S. That S, that F. What else? There needs to be a spot for the O. I still don't have one. Maybe the O still does go here in this version. If I did that. Because I think it still gives me the I up here. That's just it. Oh, I just did it without the colors, a lot of orange. Damn. That was really, really tough. I liked it, though. I feel like I just was like 2 IQ points below where I should have been to really nail that one, but it's fine. It's a glorious puzzle. I really liked it. Okay. Solitude, mismatch, and area number. Great. Do we have the same thing? 86. All right, so on this one, it's dark up here. I can't take notes. Like, sometimes I don't want to take notes on the board. I want to take them off the side and do stuff, and I can't draw notes on this edge. They go off the edge. And I can't draw where it's dark. Like, what are you doing? Okay. So I know with my... Let me draw my pentominoes in. I'll do this again. P, S, T, V, W, X, Y. Then we have our I lost. And then we have our 3I and our 3L. Not sure how else to say it. Those add up to 86 because this adds up to 60. This adds up to 20. This adds up to 6. So everything needs to be in. That's what I know. So here is, yeah, this is 3I or 3L. Now I know with these, we got to come in and bend. Those are for sure. So these can be, we got to stop there. So we've got to move out this way. These have to move out. Now these are going to be an N or a W. Those are your only options. We have to move those out to one of those two. N, W, those are spoken for. W. The 3s are spoken for up there. Just don't know which way they're going to go. Whichever one is the elbow is going to force the W, and then the other one can be the N, forcing the straightaway. Now these, I don't know. These got to be blocked. Is there anything I can learn from that? So the 4s, we got to have... Which 4s can be what? Can I put an I? This can't be an I. This could be an I if it goes this way. And then it would force N and then the other thing. This can be an I, also forcing that. This can't be an I. This could just be an I in any direction. O's, all of them can be O's. Got to work out. I've got to find a spot. Like, where can I put things? Ah, the cross shape. The cross shape requires lots of space. These obviously aren't the cross shape. This is not the cross shape. This is not the cross shape. This could be the cross shape, damn it. This is not, this could be the cross shape. This could be the cross shape. There's too many places for it. I was hoping, because cross shape is pretty restricted sometimes. The S shape is also kind of hard to do. This can't be an S. What can this be? This could be a C shape. This could be an F shape in any way. I don't think this can be an F shape in any way. It's going to touch another. It's going to touch another piece. This could be an I shape. This could be an L shape. Can't be N. That's taken. Can't be a P shape here. There's no way. This can't be an S shape. This could be a T shape. This could be a V shape. Can't be a cross, and it can't be a Y. It could be a Y. Let's see if the I shape for 5. It can be here and there. That's a place. This one can't be. This one can. This one can. This one can. This one can. Oh, I got too many spots. Not this one. This one can. Got to be able to narrow this down. What else? I know NW was spoken for. Can I get anything else spoken for? Gotta find a space for these. What's the gnarliest shape? We've got W and N taken. X is, there's too many spots. The P shape can't go here. See, like this one ended up being C, I, L, T, V, Y. Like there's 6 possible shapes this one could be. It's just too many. I need to get something down to 1 or 2 or 3. I know N and W are out, so I'm not going to even bother with those. This has got to touch one of those 2 5s. Well, that's the furthest these can reach. These can reach here and there. These spaces can't be touched by anything here. These are new. These spaces here. So this space could touch the 4 with an L shape, right? This space actually has to touch this 4. This one here cannot touch anything else. That's it. This can't touch the 3, can't touch the 5, can't touch any of these pieces. We have to take this route. So the question of this 4 is, do we bend and make it an L shape, make it a T shape, or make it an I shape? But we definitely have that. Now this spot can be part of this 4, just fine. So can this. But if this isn't part of the 4, it has to be part of this 5. That doesn't tell me much because it could just be part of the 4. In which case this can also be part of that 4. Like there's just a lot of spaces this one can reach. That means this definitely isn't the O, and it isn't the S. So I gotta fit the S and the O somewhere else. Let's see. This space, I would guess goes with the 4, but it'd go with the 5. I think the same thing on this side. It's totally fine. I got a lot of options. It's this one right here. If I say it isn't, right, then I definitely have to have... Yeah, I can't have an N shape, because then there's nothing going to happen here. So I either have to have an L shape like this, or an L shape like that. That would at least knock out the L's, but it wouldn't do much else for me. If I said that these are the same... hold on, let's think of this a different way. These 2 spaces up here. Ha! They can't both go in, because mismatch is going to happen. So this space has to go up into one of these cells, and it has to be this one. That's what it is. I have to have that be the I shape. Because if it isn't the I shape here, right? What else reaches this? Has to be this guy. But now who reaches that one? Nobody. So we have to do this. Now it's going to give us our elbow here. It's going to give us our W shape there. It's going to give us our straightaway here. And it's going to give us our N shape there. So we're going to cross off these two, cross off this one, cross off the W, cross off the N. And we're in. Took me long enough. Now this shape here has to touch the 5. Can't touch anything else. So we're going to get our L there. That is that. All right, now what? This piece here has to touch that 5. There is no getting around it. That's going to touch that 5. Nothing else it can touch. So this piece here has got to touch a 4. Could easily touch that one or that one. Do anything else. So we've got the L out. We've got the N, W. So this one's a little more restricted now. It can still be a C, an I, a T, a V, or a Y. There's still too many things. This one, you can make a P. Can't make a C out of this. Can't make an F out of this. You can make an I out of it. You can make a P out of it. Can't make an S. Could make a T. You can make a V. No, you can't make a V. Can't make an X. Could make a Y. This says too many. There's a Y, T, P, and I. This guy could be an L. Could be an S. Could be an O. Can't be a T, because it's going to leave an orphan cell there. There's a lot of options. S would kind of force L here, I think. Either that way or that way. O shape would do what? I don't know what that would do for me. Well, let's get rid of these notes. Oops, this one's not to get rid of. I'm not done with you yet. I can take this spot or I can make that here. Okay, well I got this much. I'm happy about that. Now what else can we get? This piece here's got to belong to this 4. How about that? It can't reach anything else. We've got to take that spot. And it can't be an I shape, so it's got to be an L shape. So we either take this spot or put the wall there. I have to do something like this. So I know this is the O, but everything I've done up to this point feels wrong. This can't be O, so this is S and T now. So S and T. Can this ever not touch that space? No. The reason it wouldn't touch this space, this has to touch that space. Because if it didn't touch that space, we would have an L. So it's either a T or an O. Well, sorry, not an O. It's either T or an S. So it's not touching this space. That's got to be the L. So this is the I. So I thought I've already worked this out. So if I take the I off, I take the O out and the L out, I've done that. It's ST. I'm definitely cutting shit out of this. This is way too long. This has to go here because the 4 can't reach it. This has to go here, so we've got to have our S and we've got to have a T. The only way to put a T here is like so. But now it's going to tell me I got a mistake. No, it's not. It's correct. Yeah, so this feels like such a guess. This is such a guess. Like I'm not confident with any of this. This has to be this now has to be the V. Because this has to come out, can't touch that. And it can't be an N. We've got an N already, so it's got to be a V. I have tried a lot of things with this setup, and every single time it ended in disaster. So this is really not making me feel comfortable. This could be a Y or it could be an F. We don't really know. Let's get rid of the V. So we're done with that. So we don't have very many things left down here, but we have a few. This piece here, if we were to put a wall there, then we would be in trouble because we'd have to go this way or that way. So this has to take that spot. There's no getting around it. Now if I put a wall there, we'd also have to have an N. So we have to take that spot. So we have a P or an F. This can't be a cross. We're going to have a problem there. Can't be a cross there. Some boards, it feels like this has got to be the cross, but I've tried this already. Did I get it? No, I didn't get it. Can this be the cross? That can't be the cross. The only place to put it now is here, right? That's the only place to put it, which gives me this. It gives me this Y, And now I have a Y shape here. Or I have an L shape, which doesn't work. This can't be right. Where else could I put it? Here? That puts a Y shape. This puts a Y shape here, though. No, it doesn't. It puts a C shape. Didn't I already work this? Doesn't work? This is a P shape. Now, this is an F shape. This becomes a C shape. I think I tried this already. And it didn't work. Didn't this work? No, this works. Oh, man. That's unfortunate. I've now spent 2 hours on this, and it's fine. This puzzle is fine. I just ended up at the end, because I'm going to cut some of it out, simply because I know my video software is not going to like a 2-hour video. I just ended up in a position where every move I made felt like a guess. Even though I was using logic, it felt like I was just not confident with any move. So I don't feel good solving this puzzle. I do not feel good. I solved the puzzle. I got to the end. I don't feel like I solved it. I feel stupid. Because I kind of just was guessing. That's just what it was. And I don't care if the game has told me you don't have to guess to solve puzzles. That doesn't matter. The only thing that matters in the experience of playing the game is my feelings. That is all. If the game tells me you don't have to guess, but I guessed, the game is a liar. The end. If the game tells me you do have to guess, but I solve every puzzle with logic, the game is a liar. It doesn't matter. All that matters is what I do. And my logical moves weren't getting me anywhere, or at least I had to see so far ahead with the logic that it felt like I was just guessing until I stumbled into the answer. That was very unsatisfying. That was just really unsatisfying, and I feel bad about it, because I don't think this puzzle's bad. I just don't think it's a bad puzzle. I just think that it ended up being an extremely unsatisfying solve. The beginning was fine, and then I got stuck with this area, and it never felt like I understood how I got unstuck. It just felt like I suddenly wriggled enough until I got free. And this keeps happening in the game too. It just keeps happening where there's a lot of puzzles where I wriggle myself free of a stuck spot. And it just doesn't feel good to do that. I want to know why I solve a puzzle correctly. It just keeps happening. And that's unfortunate, because this is not one of the cases where I say, you're a bunch of stupid idiots, you can't make a puzzle. That's not the case. It's just, this was my one chance to enjoy the puzzle, and it didn't go well. It just didn't go well. If it happens once or twice, it's fine, but this game has 1,200 puzzles in it, and this has happened 100, 200 times. It just keeps happening. It's the sheer volume of disappointment in this game is really hard to overcome as a player. It's just really hard to overcome, and it is completely a waste of everyone's time to explain to me how actually, if I had just done a different move, I would have been happier. Because that move didn't present itself to me, and so I didn't take it. That's all. That's all. I just ended up not having a good time with this puzzle. But I do think it's good. I think it's a brilliant puzzle. I just really hated it. I just hated my experience. And I can't go back and solve it right now. Like, I can't do it the right way. I'll never get a second chance to have a first impression. That was it. That was my one shot. That's too bad. Yeah, if this was the only puzzle like that, it'd be one thing, but it is not. It's far away not the only puzzle. But it's a really good one. I would give it 5 stars. I just really hated it. Damn. That happens. It happens way too much. The game's too long. I just spent 2 hours doing that. Imagine. Like, I just want to get into the heads of the devs. And they think, yeah, it's going to take 2 hours to do this section. And they have 1,200. I just did 8 puzzles in 2 hours. That is an average. We're just going to do the math on this because I'm so fucking pissed off that these devs do not understand how to build games right. They know how to make puzzles, but they don't know how to make games. This is the second game they've made where they've done this. 8 puzzles took 2 hours. Do the math. That's 15 minutes per puzzle. You want to extrapolate that to 1,000 puzzles? How many hours do you think I should be spending on your game? Because if the answer is more than 20, you better be fucking Skyrim or something. It better be one of those games. I want shorter games made in less time with worse graphics, and I'm not kidding. Like, this is too much. And I also feel bad for taking this long. If there were only 100 puzzles in the game, let's just say it was 100 puzzles, cut 90% of the game out. Yeah, it's fine if I take 2 hours to do a puzzle. Because I'll get my sort of my money's worth. But if I take 2 hours to do puzzles and there's thousands of them, I'm going to spend my entire life on this game. And this game, sorry to say, is not good enough to spend your whole life on. It just isn't. So either you need to make 1,000 very, very easy puzzles, or you need to cut 80 to 90% of your game. I just don't get it. Nobody mentioned this. I keep coming back to this. You play tested this. Nobody mentioned, like, this is too much stuff. It never happened. I can't believe it. I can't believe nobody brought this up. I can't believe nobody brought that up. I can't believe nobody brought up the lack of the control key to see your regions before the game was released. I can't believe nobody brought up any of that. I can't believe nobody brought up the colorblind issues. I can't believe nobody brought up the fact that there's a lot of puzzles that just feel like guesswork, even if you're using logic. I can't believe nobody brought any of this up. It's just, I can't believe it. It had to have happened if this game was playtested. I'm just baffled. How did this happen? All right, well, I'm disappointed, and I'm going to go, because now I've spent hours of my life on this game that I didn't want to spend. I don't feel better for spending 2 hours on this game. I didn't want to do that. Man, learn how to make games, guys.